Hi, welcome back. You're listening to the Chasing Tone podcast. I'm Travis.
I'm Max.
I'm Brian.
The man behind the tone curtain.
Tag?
Tone.
Curtain?
Boom. It's it. That's it. Hashtag us, man. Everybody listening, you know. Hashtag
Hash brown
us.
wrong.
Yeah, hash brown wrong. Hash brown right. Tone curtain.
I need a T-shirt that says hash brown wrong.
You do.
Although I told Shelly this, she wants a T-shirt that says hash brown Mrs. Wrong? No, Mrs. Not wrong. I think Mrs. Always right. Yeah, I messed that joke up.
How about you get that joke right and you come back to it? Go ahead and text me.
Where's my phone at? Look it up, monkey.
Look it up, monkey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mrs. Not wrong.
That's what.
We'll try that joke next week.
Yeah. You try that joke next week.
Max has this joke that, like, anytime I say something mean to him, it's not a joke. He has a statement, a question he always asks me. What do you always ask me when I say something mean to you?
Why are we friends?
Yeah, he always says, why are we friends?
The world would be not as awesome.
Okay, so kind of a fun podcast. Let me give a little precursor. There's a club here in Indianapolis, and it's a blues club, and it's won tons of awards for keeping the blues alive and things. It's a prestigious club in the blues world. It's called the Slippery Noodle Inn.
I think a lot of guys come through town. They stop by there as well.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, a lot, even famous people that don't play music,
Right.
But it's a venue club, but also a bar. But anyway, I've been lucky enough to play there over the last probably 10 years and host an open stage blues jam there. And it's every Wednesday, but I host this jam, and Max has hosted it for me a few times, like if I'm sick or whatever.
Or in Europe, traveling the world.
Yeah.
Been a rock star, whatever.
Yeah, right. Rock star.
So are you hosting it when he's in Japan or wherever that is?
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm getting married.
Yeah, you are getting.
Am I hosting the open jam? Hello, everybody. Let's talk about capacitors before we start this.
Yeah. Though this is how good a friend I am. You want to know how good a best friend I am? I get an opportunity to go to Japan and open up for this guy, Chris Daughtry, or Daughtry is the band, right? So I'm going to Japan to open up for him. And it's just so Max waits 5 years before he finally proposes to his fiancée, and his wedding has to just fall right on the date that I'm going to Japan.
I had the date first.
Yeah, you did have the date first. But the cool, I pined over this forever. I was like, I can't do it. I just can't do it. And then my wife was like, just call Max and see what he says. Be completely honest with him.
I'm telling you, what you need is just to have you on Skype.
Yeah,
just like a computer monitor right there up as a best man.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
But he goes, his exact response was, dude, I'll drive you to the airport. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, man. And then his fiance actually called and said, dude, it's totally cool. We get it. You got to go. But anyways, back to the blues jam.
Sorry. Yeah. I got us off track.
So anyway, back to the blues jam. We compiled a list of things you don't do at a blues jam. Top 10 things not to do at a blues jam.
Like an open jam.
People do them, but you shouldn't.
And let me reiterate, this is just an open stage blues jam. So when you get your 15 minutes or 3 songs or whatever it is, these are things not to do. This is not a gig situation. Most of these are fine in a gig situation, but
sure.
And not all of them though.
But not all of them, but there are a couple, and I'll reiterate that as we go through.
Oh, we might also want to say this is probably going to offend some people.
Oh,
it's said done in a joking way.
Yeah,
and
tongue in cheek.
So if you're unhappy, email Max at Wampler.
No.
Or call in the office and tell me he's an idiot.
Okay, so we're probably going to have to go through these quick because there's 10 of them. Okay, so number 10, starting backwards.
Sorry to interrupt
No.
again. Perhaps this may just be a little bit longer than our normal half hour.
Yeah, we'll just finish it, and when it ends, it ends. So
play by ear.
The number one thing is, sorry, we're out of time.
Yeah, thank you. Good night.
Stay tuned next week.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, like in the old Roseanne episodes, to be continued. That's when you knew it was like a legit episode, like one of the kids was doing drugs.
Dad, no.
I totally just showed my age there. I still remember the theme song for Roseanne.
Blues Traveler or the one before it?
The one before it.
They're both really good.
But anyway,
I was
number
just always
10.
like, why does Tom Arnold see in her? That was
What does Tom Arnold see in himself?
I don't know. I mean,
Actually, he is a cool dude.
I was
man.
gonna say he seems like a cool guy, but
Yeah,
I don't see like anything personality wise.
He's really into like the indie film scene and things like that. Like you can email him and be like, I got an idea for a show, and he'll actually read the email.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, so maybe we need to email him about a Chasing Tone show.
Do it.
I'm
Max.
on it.
Number 10.
No, number 10 things not to do at a blues jam. Okay, so number 10, things to do, I guess. Top 10 things. Here we go.
Sure.
Number 10, bring your own guitar. Okay, as the host of the Blues Jam, I cannot count how many times somebody said, hey man, I play guitar. I don't have one, but I play guitar. Now, obviously, to all these rules, there's gonna be exceptions. You know, like if you're BB the King and you walk in, you don't have a guitar with you, I'm gonna loan you my guitar.
Or George Lynch.
Sure.
No, never.
Well, we'll get to George Lynch on number 4. All right.
Yes.
Yes, we'll get to that on number 4, and that's what
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. So, how many times? And then, luckily there's this guy, and I'll say his name because he's a great guy, man. His name's Rex, and he comes to a lot of the jams.
Yeah.
And he is a shirt off the back kind of guy. If you need something, he's there for you. But most of the time, if there's somebody that plays guitar and doesn't have a guitar, he will offer it up as long as he can get a feel for the guy that the guy can play. But, I think that's kind of the number 10 for me is bring your own guitar. I mean, if you...
Oh, yeah. It's like, this is my guitar. I spent lots of money on it, and I don't know you.
Yeah, and
you're inebriated.
Yeah, exactly.
Or if they're like...
Yeah,
What?
exactly.
What?
Yeah, you being a germaphobe.
Oh, I would.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that would mess with you so hard. Off subject, shocker.
Whoa.
Yeah, remember?
Whoa.
Yeah,
What?
remember
That's
we went down to Paducah one time, and this was the first time I ever realized that you were a germaphobe. But I saw a box of movie theater box of hot tamale candies, and I was like, hey man, can I get some of those hot tamales? And then you said, and you had this look like it was a panic, like, oh no, what do I do? What do I do? So you looked at me, you go, you say it.
Hold out your hand. Like Charles held out his hand, and then Brian sprinkled some in. Made sure that the rim of the box didn't touch them. It's like, if you drop those, they're okay. You can drop them, just don't touch the box. Hold out your hand.
Yeah, so that cracked me up.
I used to think that was normal. As a kid, it was like, everybody does that.
Sure. Okay, number 9. Okay, bring your own guitar, but number 9, do not bring your own amplifier if backline is provided.
I brought my full stack in.
Yeah.
happened.
Somebody help. No.
Oh yeah, people will bring half stack. Well, not full stack, but half stack.
Yeah, I'm bringing my
412 cab.
I got my 100-watt Marshall head.
And it's always and the thing is if you play this amp, that's great. But okay, at this particular jam, there's a deluxe reverb, a Vibrolux, and one of the Crate V series, the all tube amps.
Right, so it's all pretty decent amps.
It's good stuff.
It's not like you're playing Gorilla,
exactly.
Gorilla amps, right?
And then they'll bring in the Marshall MG100 or something. You know what I mean? It's
but for an open jam, you can get through it with a cheaper amp. You know?
Yeah. But I mean, the thing is they'll bring a half stack. But anyway.
Oh, you mean? I see what you mean. The person bringing it.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
they'll bring that in. So it's like, oh man, just trust me. So I mean, don't bring your own gear. Bring your own pedals. Obviously,
So that is cool. That is okay.
That's okay.
You got your your 2-foot wide pedal board. You're like,
well,
there's only don't bring a guitar, but I brought my pedal board.
Yeah, here's the thing.
Sure.
You can bring a pedal board if you can plug it in easy. The thing is
so there's a limit to how
yes,
the size.
It's not a blues festival where where the crowd is cool with a 15-minute changeover.
Right.
It's like have your stuff ready to go, or have Scott. Yeah. Scott comes out to the Blues Jam. He brings a pedal board,
but it's this big.
It's tiny, man.
Right.
It's kind of like
the essentials, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And he may not use all of them, but it's easier than taking one pedal off and going to the jam.
Oh yeah.
So for me, I put a Paisley drive in my gig bag that's just for jams.
So you guys would hate me because I'd be like, hold on, I'm not sure which pedals I want to use.
Yeah, it'd be brutal. It'd be brutal. So
It's gonna be a minute, guys.
Yeah, so like Scott literally puts it on the floor. He doesn't even take it out of the zipped case. He just unzips his case, flips the lid off, keeps it there, plugs 2 cables in. He's ready to go.
Cool.
So, I mean, that's fine. But if you're lugging in an amp, and there's going to be exceptions there too. Like, for instance, when my band hosts, there's not a keyboard. There's not a keyboard rig. So if a keyboard player comes up and he has like a little thing, that, understandable. But,
Right.
dude, just use what people have. That's
Right.
So. Number 8, and you laughed at this one, Brian, because you didn't believe that it actually exists. And I will offend some people here, but you know what? It's all in the sake of good fun. It's tongue in cheek.
BackToWamplerPills.com.
Yeah. Do not use a stage name.
Oh gosh.
A stage name. Now, use your stage. Now, it's okay to say, "Hey, I'm Travis from this band." Like I'm Travis from this and that and the so-and-sos or whatever, right? That's fine. But for instance, there's a guy, I don't want to call anybody out specifically, but he uses the word mojo and then puts the city in which he's from after that.
Yeah, see, I'd probably go by like B Diddy or
B Diddy, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's called me B Diddy.
And the main, and that's the one I can't stress enough is, don't put a city in your name. It's like there's I don't know, the Chicago Mojo Men or something like that. It's like, dude, that doesn't make you any more legit. You know what I mean?
The Washington Womp.
Exactly. So that drives me nuts. But
Hammer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So we had this guy come to the jam. We talked about this once before.
Yeah, I think of the previous episode.
Yeah, previous episode. But this guy signs a list as Hammer.
Yes,
He turned out to be a Masters winning golfer
Yeah.
who just did not want to give his name. So like I said, there are exemptions to almost every one of these rules. But dude, that I don't know. I'm going to skip around here. I'm going to change 6 and 7.
Do it.
Okay.
They're pretty close.
So number 7 is, it's not your gig. It's a blues jam, man.
Yeah.
Right? It's
Yeah.
like,
We're not all here backing you up.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a guy that goes to the jam and he'll call out tunes and he's all like, and then that's cool because that's what you want. You want a lead guy or guys that can sing.
Right.
So that's the kind of guy that controls the destiny of each player is whoever sings. So you want that, but don't be like, let's hear it from my band, ladies and gentlemen. Like you get that and they're like, these guys, we got so-and-so on guitar. And half the time he won't even know their names because it's a jam. And he's like, and then he'll get up on stage and then he'll try to sell merch.
Or story time.
Yeah, or story time. He'll be like, yeah, back in 1984 when I was just a little boy down in Clarksdale, Mississippi. And it's like, dude, it's not a gig, right?
Exactly.
Am I wrong there?
No, exactly right.
Yeah, it's
plus you're white.
yeah, it's
You're talking with like Muddy Waters' voice.
Yeah,
Why?
exactly. But the thing is it's like, I just can't phrase it any other way. It's not your gig, man.
Yeah, probably wondering why I brought y'all out here tonight.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming out to my show. They get that all the time. It's dude.
Because it's 225 you call it. That's why you brought us.
That or it's they've seen a lot of these guys show up like week after week, and they've seen the same guys play week after week.
Same songs.
Same songs. But then you get up with one of these guys, and they know you're good, but they're like, hey, I'm going to micromanage you the whole time just so you know how to play these 1, 4, 5 chords.
You always get stuck with that guy.
Yeah, and it's like, dude, come on. I'm better than you. I'm not to be that guy.
But at the same time, you decline my offer anytime I'm like, dude, instead of playing your 15 minutes and getting stuck with people up there that you don't prefer to play with, why don't you just play the 45 minutes with my band? You know what I mean? Because to me, half the time it's like whenever I'm singing and I have another guitar player, I'm like, I'm just going to play chords, dude. You play the lead stuff. So it's like you get to play. But, and I don't understand why you don't do that. But anyways, that's not your gig, man. It's a jam. You're there for 3 songs, right? I mean, 3 songs, 15 minutes.
So do you have like a guy who's like, good night, Indianapolis?
Oh, yeah.
One guy's
Really?
famous line, he says, have a safe drive home, but this time don't forget your car. He says that at the end of everyone. And then there's another guy that will say, thank you, good night, and da-da-da-da. And, like, he says it to the point to where people think it's over. So it's like, it's not over. There's more people
So
coming
the bar
up.
owner's like, What the hell?
We'll see you all next week.
there.
Yeah. And the thing is,
That's
it's like,
awesome.
I've seen customers kind of like, oh, we need to finish our drinks, and it's like, and then I have to run up on stage like, we're not done yet. We still got an hour and a half left, and then you get first time jammers like, what? I don't get to play? You're like, no, dude, it's fine. So
You know what you need? You need to incorporate paintball.
yeah, well, or like a gong, like the Gong Show. Okay, Max, the Gong Show was this talent variety show.
I was thinking about like the old days, like probably when you had like vaudeville and stuff. They used to like the big cane.
Yeah, the hook.
Yeah.
Give him the hook.
Yeah, give him the hook.
Okay, so now I guess I'm lost.
Right.
We're on 6 now, right?
Right.
6 is, and once again, this is going to offend people, and it's okay at your gig if that's the image you want to put out there. But at a blues jam, can we please get rid of the fedora, the Blues Brothers sunglasses, and the bowling shirts? Can we please let that die?
You're not in a bowling alley. You're inside, so take your sunglasses off. And fedoras are just stupid. Unless you're Frank Sinatra.
Or I will say there are some of the old school cats that pull it off.
Now Tad can pull one off.
Yeah, like Tad Robinson. He's
You
been
got a
he
fedora,
pulls it
don't
off.
you?
No, you'll never see me in a fedora.
No, he has a Kangol.
No, not Kangol. I wear a newsboy. And they're-
Newsboy, that's
they're
what they call
custom
them,
made.
Newsboy, yeah. But like, it's the older cats, they can pull off the fedora. But like, I'm so tired of seeing a 19-year-old kid with sunglasses, bowling shirt, and a fedora. It's like, dude, you're a dynamite player. Just focus on that, So that's another one that's like, and at a gig, that's your thing. If that's the image you want to put out there. But at a blues jam, it goes back to that. It's not your gig, man. It's like, dude, well, when we were, it's not really a blues jam, but when we were in Nashville, we got up on Broadway. What was the club? The Stage?
I think it was a stage, yeah.
Yeah, we did a couple
Legends one.
Yeah, we did it.
Stage.
We did a couple tunes together. We were wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Now, if that was our gig, would you ever wear shorts to a gig?
Never.
Yeah.
You probably wear sunglasses too.
Is that bad?
Yeah, it's terrible.
But see, I'm like the total opposite. I'm the guy that's like, look, I'm in a freaking bar. I don't give a crap if you think I'm prepared for the stage or not at the local Moose. I'm sorry.
Okay, fair. But at a venue, I mean, and nothing against the Moose, but
if I played 8 seconds, yeah, I'll get out of the shorts.
See what I'm saying?
But I mean, everything else, it's like the local bar and the shopping center, dude.
Right.
I mean, this is what I wear.
Right, but what I'm saying is it's okay to be casual, man. Like Governor Davis, he's a guitar player around town. That dude dresses to the nines at his gigs.
Wherever he goes.
And most of the time wherever he goes. But I've seen him at a jam wearing a ball cap t-shirt, and you know what I mean? And it's like he's the guy. But I mean, I kind of learned from Governor, man. He was the guy that.
That's not an example of like a cheesy name. That's his real.
Yeah, that's his real name. His real name is Governor Davis.
Governor Davis.
That is his birth name.
That's pretty BA.
Yeah, dude. You know you're BA. You know you're BA when you be like, my name's Governor Davis. And his band is cool. It's Governor Davis and the Blues Ambassadors.
That's awesome.
It's a very long.
That'd have been really awkward if he wasn't a musician or a politician.
Yeah. The only thing I have against that name is it's a pain in the butt to type that URL.
That's true.
Yeah, it's a pain,
And it was like, Siri, how do you spell governor?
Yeah.
Type it, monkey.
Okay, and here's one. Refrain number 5. Refrain from original material unless it falls within a 1-4-5 progression. There is literally a person that will come to the jam and says, I wrote this song on the way over here. and one time it was a vocalist who had no chords, no nothing. She just picked up this piece of paper and started singing.
She's like, I think
Let me get into your mind.
Yeah. You're right. She didn't play an instrument. So like she just starts singing it and I'm sitting there trying to find the key and I'm the host band. So like, and don't get me, I think it's kind of a challenge, man, because it's almost fun because like you're the host and it's a challenge. So you're like, oh cool, I need to try to figure out what this tune is by hearing the melody and
sure.
So and then convey that to the bass player in time for the change. But
Everybody, she's off a few cents off, so everyone's tuning down slightly.
Yeah, no, we never do that. But yeah, we've literally had people do that, or they'll get up, man, and they're like, "Here's a song I wrote."
In the car.
In the car on the way over here. It's a 1-4-6-5, but it's got to stop, and you want to hit the diamond on the brake, and then for the bridge it goes back to the 6 minor, and then a 4-5-1, and then you're like, oh my gosh, dude. You're like, are you kidding me? Oh, and by the way, it's an E flat.
And then there's the pre-chorus too. I forgot to tell you about.
I forgot the pre-chorus, and then on a solo section it's a 1-4-5, but you go to the 6. But you hang on the 5 for an extra bar.
Playing mixed Lydian or ain't gonna sound right.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, man, we literally get that.
Great.
Or people who like, and then the flip side of that, I would rather you tell me, the Nashville number system instead of across the stage going B, C, because they all sound like E. E. I'm just hanging on E chord the whole time so you can tell me the number. You know what I mean? If I hear you say 2, 4, I know what you're talking about. So, but yeah, the original tunes, man.
What if they give you sign language? Like,
yeah, then I'm lost. I'm completely lost. But the original tunes, if it's a 1-4-5 or a slight variation of it, or you can make it an 8-bar blues, or something with a 1-6-2-5 and a swing
crazy.
feel. Right, yeah. But like, there's times I'll get up at a jam and I'll say, hey, it's a swing tune on the turnaround, 1-6-2-5. Mm-hmm. But most of that's just for me. So,
Okay, let me ask you something. How often does the normal open jam guy say 1-6? What do you mean 1-6-2? What does that mean?
To me, what I've found is it depends on where the jam is.
Really?
Yeah.
The venue depicts the caliber of players.
So if it's the Moose Club, or the VFW or something, then you're probably gonna have to say A, and
And the thing is too, is I will say something about the Indianapolis scene is there's a couple jams, and most of the time it's the same players that are specific to each jam. Like it might just be that this bar or wherever is closest to their house, so that's the one they go to.
Right.
And you get to know these players very quickly, and I can't think of one that doesn't speak the language. They all speak the Nashville number system. It's actually great.
I'll be honest, and I hate to break away from this, but I just thought of something. I do recall going to an open jam when I was in my 20s, a couple years ago.
Right.
And it was in Indianapolis.
Decades, you mean?
In Speedway. and it was just like you're saying, it wasn't a blues thing, but it was an open
Just
jam.
an open mic.
And so this band came in. And they're like,
I forgot about that. The bands, yes.
We're a band, dude. Let us play. So we're like, okay.
Yeah.
And then they turned it into like a 30-minute concert.
Yeah.
And like the bass player's walking on tables because he's wireless.
Yeah, of course.
Got to be wireless.
Goes back to number 7, I believe.
Right.
Not your gig.
And I'm talking like they brought their own drums. They brought
that ties it back into don't bring your own stuff.
Yeah, that brings it back to number 9. Don't bring your own gear.
Yeah, now that I think about that, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, and why was it ridiculous? Because they broke 5 of the rules so far, So it's like these carry weight, people. I promise, So no originals, and number 4 is when we remember I said we tie this back in with George Lynch. Play chords.
Yeah,
George, I like you.
George is a dynamite player, but from what I understand, when last time you guys saw him perform, not a chord was played nor harmed.
Yeah, it was actually a blues song. It was Red House, and the entire time the guy was singing
with Derek St. Holmes.
Derek St. Holmes was singing. I mean, fantastic singer.
Yeah,
and it was one big solo and not the right key. And it's like, why are you doing this?
I gotta admit, I am a huge Lynch fan.
Yeah, that's your guitar guy.
And
Even Brad went.
And I saw that, and I was like, does he not know this is blues? Because he's like, wow,
seriously.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, and that goes back,
please stop.
And
you're ruining it.
That goes back to everybody saying, well, blues is easy. And it's like, yeah, technically it is. It's 3 chords. You don't have to play changes if you don't want to.
It's the feel, though. It's
right.
Yeah.
You know that, but anyway.
Yeah, but technically it's like you don't have to play over chords. You can just play the gin and tonic scale and you're fine.
Gin and tonic.
You know what I mean?
Gin and tonic scale.
Yeah, you just got to play the gin and tonic scale and you're absolutely fine. I prefer to play lines over chords and then, get in and out of it. But whatever. But so technically, it's not difficult. But the problem is blues players are generally the most condescending people on the planet. It's like, well, that's not playing real blues.
I know what you're talking about.
Like there's an older guy. He's very established musician. He's won awards. He's the real deal. He always, my name, my band is the WT Feaster Band, just because that's what stuck, and that's my initials, and plus it's fun to play off the WTF as my initials. Yeah. Okay.
I remember when I first had, I guess, met you or whatever. I was like, why did he call his band name?
No,
WTF?
Well, no, what it was the first time you emailed me when I applied for the gig, you were like, you're like, do you have a user or a Gear Page username? And I was like, yeah, it's WTF. And I had to put in parentheses, that's my initials. But anyways, this guy, he calls me JT. And he's like, what? He's probably around 75 or 80 years old. He's legit, dude.
Gotcha.
He is he's a for real Mississippi blues man. Like, he will be in the Blues Hall of Fame. He is like the real deal. And he always calls me JT Feaster. But it's so funny because I've heard him, other people come up and tell me, he's like, man, JT don't play no blues. He play rock and roll, man. And it's like, you're right, but things have to progress. So
yeah, that's still cool though, man.
Yeah. Oh no, he's awesome, and he's a nice guy. He actually wanted to hire me for some stuff, but
what, a Heineken?
Yeah.
Heineken?
No, hire me. Okay, but play chords and don't be afraid to play. Heaven forbid. Rhythm guitar. Rhythm guitar, what a concept.
But I want to play lead the entire time.
Yeah, and I'll give you a tip if you want to sound legit at a blues jam. Play a 7th on the 1 chord, and then a 9th on the 4 chord, and then a 7 sharp 9 on the 5 chord. You'll be fine. Everybody will think you're great. You know what I mean? Or 7ths all the way through if you want.
Right.
But it sounds a little country.
Right.
So it's like, learn those chords. Learn a 7th chord, a 9th chord, and a 7 sharp 9 chord. Boom. There's the blues. You know what I mean? So it's like, don't be afraid to and once you
and
learn
then pedal still bends all throughout.
Pedal what?
Yeah, that'd be Brian over there. You were telling me you were doing an open jam.
I so want to come to an open jam and just
be redneck George Lynch.
I've invited you so many times, but
I know, but it's always on Wednesday. I see my kids. Man.
I know. Bring them. Get them a fake. How old's your daughter?
She
7?
looks 7.
Yeah.
No. She's just really short.
Yeah, she's short. She's just really short. But didn't you tell me you were doing a blues jam once with Seymour Duncan? Sorry about the name drop, but it's true.
No, it's true. Yeah, he's got. We have some mutual friends here in Bloomington, just south of us, and he knew he was going to be close to us, and he's like, "Hey, why don't you guys stop by and we have this jam every year?" And several times we did that.
And didn't you tell me the whole time he was playing just kind of like a straight ahead, kind of like a Catfish Blues or Muddy Waters?
Yeah, I mean, Seymour does his own thing.
And then the whole time you played country licks?
I did play country licks. And I just got I feel so bad.
It.
And I really should apologize to him because I had just gotten my G bender. So I was like, everything had a G. Yeah. Everything had that bend in it.
Yeah.
Every chord.
Oh, no.
It's terrible.
So I can just hear.
It's possible that I was drinking beer that night.
And then.
No, because when you hear when you play let's say you play like a D7, and that'd be on B. Well, you still play a D7. You know what I mean? Where you bend
first position, yeah.
Yeah, and you bend that a whole step.
Yeah.
So that goes from D7 to D.
D
right?
major, yeah.
Yeah. So I was like doing those kind of bend, like chord bends.
Oh no.
It's terrible.
Because I
but
just
if he's playing,
it.
But if he's playing the 7th or the 9, which is just a dominant. Okay.
Well, I would find a way to work it in, but I'm saying
to you.
Yeah, exactly. It totally ruined it. It's to the point Seymour was like, yeah, he just got a new G bender.
Did he really?
And I'm like, I guess that was pretty obvious. So, yeah,
that's awesome.
I was the.
You ruined dinner, was what you did.
You ruined dinner.
Here's a nice big juicy steak with mustard.
Or mayonnaise.
Yeah, you just killed it.
I forget who it was But I was cooking a steak one time, and I was like, "How do you like it?" They're like, "Well done." I was like, "Oh wow, never ruined a steak on purpose before."
That's probably me.
I'll give you the cheap cut.
But you can have a hamburger.
Yeah, so play chords and you
no
know
G-pens.
Yeah. Well, I'm not going to say that because if Brent Mason, like I said though, if there's exceptions.
There's exception. Brent Mason comes, dude.
Play whatever
Country
you
it
want.
up.
This is now your gig. Am I wrong?
Right.
Right, you know. So
Yeah.
okay, and there's like I said, BB the King comes in, he's doing whatever he wants.
Right.
But number 3, no Freebird. And what I
No.
mean by that is that is a generalization. The Freebird of rock music and country music is Freebird. You know what I mean? But for blues, I would say the Freebird, air quotes, Freebird, would be Mustang Sally.
Number 1.
Yeah, number 1, hands down. Don't do it. Don't play. It's so bad that the servers and bartenders at the bar, they know it. You know, and they block you out. They block everything out.
Would it be okay if I do Brown Eyed Girl?
No.
I would rather hear Brown-Eyed Brick House Sally.
Brown-eyed squirrel.
Brown-Eyed Squirrel. But no, the thing is, you know, that's number 1, Mustang Sally, you know. And I blame Buddy Guy. I'm sorry, Buddy. Your version is killer on the same album. I forget what it is. It's the album called Feels Like Rain. It's the one that has that. I can't remember. It's got Feels Like Rain on it. But he does Mustang. He even does a tune with Travis Tritt. But anyway, he does a killer version of Mustang Sally. But after that, everybody else thought they should do a version of Mustang Sally as well.
Gotcha.
And it's universal. I don't care where you are at in the world. Like
Yeah.
I went to a jam in I forget where, Wolverhampton, UK. I went to a jam there one time, and a band was playing Mustang Sally, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it never ends. It's universal."
Maybe over. I don't know. We should ask Jason. I wonder if like those songs are not so taboo.
Maybe I don't know. I don't know, but
Like let's Stormy Monday it up. You know.
I got a funny story about open jams in England. Okay, you guys will probably know this. I didn't know it. I was an idiot. But I was doing a tour, and I did something like 25 shows in 28 days or something. It was grueling. But every club we went to, every one of them, this band called Buskers was playing there. And I'm like, man, they must be on the same circuit, right? You know, Buskers is playing every club we play, but it always seems to be like the night after we're there.
Right.
So I finally asked. I asked one of these bartenders at this club. I was like, man, this band they're playing literally every place I've ever been. They're playing. You know, they must be great. And he was like, "Who's the band?" I was like, "Buskers." He fell about the place just laughing. Buskers night is open jam night.
Nice.
So I thought Buskers was night. It's not the name of the band. That was the jam night.
And you know that you've become the butt of some guy's joke for the next 20 years.
Oh yeah, this American guy came over. Oh yeah, dude. Because
that's
every
funny.
place we played, Buskers was playing.
That'd be like someone coming over here going, "Who's this band Open Jam?"
yeah, exactly.
Playing everywhere.
Open jam. You can tell it's close to lunchtime.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, back to the Freebird thing. Mustang Sally, don't do it.
Nope.
It's like, you know who did Mustang Sally and it sounded great?
Wilson Pickett.
Wilson Pickett. You really can't improve upon it. Buddy Guy did a great job. But and the other one, you said it, Stormy Monday. Great tune, unbelievable song. Bobby Bland's version is killer. There's some great stuff. If you want to learn how to play a slow blues and learn how to play some changes, you know, that's a great tune to learn.
Yeah.
Keep it at home.
And it's not as bad as Mustang Sally. If I hear Stormy Monday, you can play it interestingly, and the other one would be Sweet Home Chicago.
Yeah.
Nobody knows the right lyrics. They start making stuff up.
Let me actually backtrack that. Anything off the Blues Brothers Briefcase Full of Blues record, anything off that, it's pretty much off limits. You know, it's those tunes. It's just write one on the way there.
With lots of chords.
Yeah, with lots of chords. But no, so those are the Freebird tunes that I would stay away from. Number 2, the second most important thing you can do at an open mic night of any sorts, and this does apply to gigs. Mm-hmm. So if I offend you, I forgive you. So number 2, tune.
or die.
Tune your guitar.
When in doubt, bring a tuner.
Yes. Now they make the little clip-on tuners.
Right.
There's no excuse.
There is no
I
reason
bought
why.
one for $9.
Reverb has one shipped to your door, $3.99. Clips on your headstock. There's no excuse not to have a tuner.
That's less than that's almost less than a gallon of gas.
I mean, if you got to, and I've had to do this before, you can download a free app.
Yes.
Set your phone next to your guitar. and
AccuTune.
tune it. Yeah.
By the way, AccuTune, I want a kickback for saying that. But or some of your advertising revenue. But so number 2, tune your guitar, preferably as soon as you get plugged in.
Right.
You know, please don't wait in between songs to realize, oh man, I'm out of tune.
Or
in
this
the
doesn't
middle.
count if you said, well, I tuned before I left home.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, I actually have heard that. Well, I just tuned it before I left, and it's in a hard shell case, so it shouldn't be out of tune.
Yeah.
It's like, you're right. Only soft cases.
Makes perfect sense.
10 degrees outside and 75 degrees in the bar. There's no
Yeah, it's
changing
fine.
there.
It's fine. And the number 1 rule when going to the blues jam, drum roll please, don't play harmonica.
Boom.
Don't play harmonica ever.
And now time for harmonica jokes.
Yeah, unless you are a harmonica player.
Or
And
a
what
golfer?
I mean harmonica player, I mean somebody that, there's so many great harmonica players out there. Unfortunately, none of them come to blues jams.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you don't know how to tongue block, lip block, or bend notes, don't do it. Don't play. If you can do those 3 things, that's fine.
I was
Right?
going to crack a joke. I don't think I can.
So it's kind of like me going to play golf. It would be that bad. So
Only if you were doing it in front of people and making them watch you. If people were forced to watch you play golf.
play through.
By the way, you want to know the worst golfer I've ever played with is?
Sure.
Max.
Me. Yeah.
oh, that's because you haven't been with me.
No,
I've successfully knocked myself out twice
You're just my favorite
playing golf.
part. Am I allowed to say what your father did for a living? Do you
Oh,
care?
yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so Max's father was a lawyer, and I believe he made partner. He's a successful
Yeah,
lawyer,
he's
really
successful,
good.
yeah.
So anyway, Max told me one time. He says, golf. That's He says, that's something I'm really, really good at. I just hate to do. And I'm like, really? You're really good at golf? And he was like, yeah, man, I had to play all the time because my dad had to entertain, clients, and then I'd come along, and I'm just really good at it. But since I had to do it all the time, I'm not very good at it anymore. Or he said, since I haven't done it,
Right.
I had to do it all the time, I got really good at it. Right. So I'm like, cool. So I invite him to go. I think you hit the ball behind you once.
Yeah, but here's the thing about golf. The thing last time I played with my dad I was about 16, and Travis invited me in. I was about 25. If you don't play golf for 9 years,
You don't lose that much, dude. It
you
was
lose a
terrible.
lot.
Dude, you shot in the 160s.
It was pretty bad. Yeah, that was pretty bad. I had more fun.
72 is par.
I had more fun just drinking beer in the golf cart. I'm like, screw it, you guys can play.
And keep in mind, he shot in the 160s, and that was before he would actually pick up his ball because he'd get frustrated.
Yeah.
So finally, we were just like, all right, we'll have a double par limit here. But no, it was so fun. And I'm a terrible golfer, too. Don't get me wrong. But it was just so funny because he
Pretty
said
funny.
how awesome he was. He's that's something I'm really great at. And then, and I'm like, low score wins, right?
High score, did I break it?
I think I broke a record.
Sure.
So that's my top 10. Let us know if we offended you in the comments. Oh, and also, if you guys listen to the show and you download it on iTunes or whatever, if you want to leave us a review, I don't
we'd
even
love that. We definitely need some reviews, yeah.
I don't even care if it's a bad review.
Just
give
an
it-
honest review.
Just an honest review.
And I always like me personally, I love seeing YouTube comments.
yeah, oh yeah. they
So
crack
if you're
me
watching
up,
on
man.
YouTube, say something, even if you guys are idiots and I hate you.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
totally fine. But yeah, leave a comment for sure.
My favorite one. Okay, would we agree? It's never been said or determined or set in stone, but would we agree that I'm quote unquote the host of the show?
Probably so, yeah.
If there had to be a host, right? My favorite YouTube comment so far is Travis talks too much. It's a podcast. I'm the host.
You know what? We should that next podcast. We should all just sit here.
I'll just have prepared signs and
So
Sharpie.
So if you see on YouTube that WT Feaster Band likes your comment, that means I know what you're saying. That is me. So, all right. If we offended you, let us know. If you think we were dead on, let us know. If you think we left one out, let us know.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because I'm sure there's some we've left out. But
If you're wearing a bowling shirt, fedora, sunglasses, and play harmonica, please don't comment.
Or take a picture, post it.
yeah. Let's see you in your best blues garb, right? And like I said, at your gig, do all these things. That's your gig. That's what the bar hired you for. That's your thing, right? So don't forget to check us out on Instagram. Chasing Tone Podcast, Facebook.com/Chasing Tone Podcast.
Tweeting us? Do we have a tweeted?
We don't have a
We don't have a
one
tweetagram?
yet.
No tweetagram.
My personal Twitter has one tweet. It says, "I tweeted. Now what?" And that was from like 2011.
I wonder if we need a tweetagram.
Yeah, well, let's see how the face pages and the Insta pages take off. All right, so and hashtag us Tone Curtain, Chasing Tone, hash brown right, hash brown wrong, right? Am I missing anything? All right. And don't forget to email us at podcast@wamplepedals.com with any questions, comments, or anything like that. So thank you guys so very much for listening.